here and there. Keep you going. Give every day the chance to become the most beautiful day of your life. I would agree. Look at this. Here, I'm going to hang over the fireplace there. The fireplace of the candles. Yes, indeed. So a lot of new beginnings coming, right, for many people. There will be 2022 just around the corner. And for many people, that will be challenging and scary. You know, new worlds of possibility. Let's check this out here, what we got on TweetDeck tonight. Just looking at We the North, Don't Look Up, Raptors, Lawrence, Sister Wives. These are all the trending Insecure series finale. Let's see here. Let's do some shout outs today. Root NK, thank you so much. Rebecca, thank you. Ramon, thank you so much. Mark Bird, 17, thank you. Ronald Davy, thank you. Cheese Fries 02. I like Cheese Fries 02. Cheese Fries actually sounds really good right now. How about you? Give me some cheese fries. Let's see what we got here. Milton. Milton is in the house. How's the puppy? The puppy's good. Puppy had a great day. A happy, happy puppy. That's all you can ever hope for, right? We'll invite you up here, buddy. Here we go. How's your day going? I was just doing my walk and I was thinking, I haven't seen Milton today. How's Milton doing? Kevin. How are you, Kevin? I'll invite Kevin as well. All right, here. What time is it where you are, Kevin? What's cracking? Yes, what is cracking? Yours is strange. There's so many Kevins. So I'm going to hit that. Will that help? Yeah. Just got to put the V on there. So, how does it feel today, the day after Christmas? How does that feel to you guys? Is that good? Kevin was quick. Look at that. He's ready. Willing and able. With his pulsating head. There he is. Hello, sir. Yes,
What's up,
indeed.
Mike?
How are things, my friend? How was your Christmas?
Good, man.
Yeah, what made it good? Nancy K is in the house. How are you?
I woke up to 6 inches of snow and
Mm-hmm.
finally settled on, I think, 9 to 11 inches
Wow. So, and where do you live again? I'm so sorry.
in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah. So you got some heavy snow. We got no snow here. Zero.
Yeah,
It is
and the
currently
bad part,
-3, but yeah.
and the bad part about it tonight, we're going into a deep freeze down to 15 degrees. So that snow is going to turn into a rock hard.
That reminds me a lot. All those words like dating. You know, the old deep freeze. Yeah.
Yeah.
The pursuit
So,
was always better than the reality. We
yeah.
remember those days, right? Chase
Oh,
him
yeah.
around the block. There you go. Here we go. We got Milton in the house.
Banana.
Banana. Bop beep beep beep. Banana. Bop bop. What's that from? Sesame Street? Nancy K, how are you? You can come up if you want. I always think of Special K, Kraft Dinner, all the
Kellogg's.
Kellogg's.
What's up, Milton?
Hey, how's it going, my friend?
Did you have a heavy day today? I kind of tuned into you. Didn't feel like yourself today. To me, I was on my walk and you kind of popped into my head, and I was like, "Oh, Milton's okay."
No, I had a
Was
good
it a
day.
heavy day today?
No, I just kind of slept late, and
Yeah,
I didn't go to Walmart, so it wasn't a normal day. So
good old Walmart, eh? Have, have you tried to return your headphones? I bought them like this, and I thought the wire was supposed to go in your ear. I'm not going to sue you. I just want another pair.
of course I did broadcast earlier today, and
Uh huh.
our wonderful Kevin here actually stole the show while he was playing guitar. It was awesome.
No way.
Yeah,
Do you
it
have
was a good
a
groove.
do you have a guitar near you right now, sir?
No, I'm seeking shelter right now.
Are you? Listen, if you in the future, if you can play a song for me, it's called "Girl Come and Pull My String." Do you know that one? I'll send you the lyrics and the chords for it. You can pull my string, girl. Pull my string. You got to pull my string.
Who's the artist?
Lakeside. Yeah.
Lakeside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No joke. He thinks I'm making it up. There's an actual song called "Pull My String." Yeah.
Yeah.
But I get that a lot. People are like, "Is he joking? Is this real?" Because one night I was talking to Colin and I said, "My favorite Beatles song is 'Happiness Is a Warm Gun.'" He goes, "That's not a song." I go, "Oh yes, it is." Then he looked it up, and went, "Well, whatever."
Of course, mine
That's
is "While My Guitar Gently Weeps." So
That's right. That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
That
Your
song was
song.
written off a book.
What's that?
There was there was some guy that wrote a book. Happiness is a warm gun,
It is.
and then John
It is.
Lennon.
I think that's what gets us in trouble. The
Then
warm guns.
John Lennon. Ins- that was the inspiration behind the song.
Well, I think it's an inspiration. You know, you don't need the book. It's as long as you have that feeling, and everything's about the feeling, right? You don't want your gun cold. Did you guys ever watch Seinfeld?
yes.
And he went, "It's shrinkage. It was cold. The water was cold."
Is that what's his face?
That was Costanza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a clear representation of what I have. It was cold.
Hey, Michael, the funny thing my wife says all the time, she goes, I don't know how you guys walk around with those things.
With great pride.
Yeah, that was Ellen's, Elaine's, sorry.
Ooh, Freudian slip there. Did you used to date Ellen?
No.
DeGeneres back in the day? She did date
Degenerate.
men for a while. You know,
Yeah.
you never. When she was really young, she was actually very cute,
Yeah.
and all the comedians would ask her out and always thought she was stuck up. They didn't figure it out right away. But Milton knew.
I never liked her show.
No,
There was there was something off about her, and then when that
yeah,
whole thing went down about her mistreating her crew,
yeah.
it's
But I
like,
always had suspicions. Like tonight, I watched the movie about Lucille Ball with
oh,
Nicole
uh,
Kidman, right? And
how
she
was her acting?
was a dark woman
How was her
who,
acting in that? N- n- That was Kidman's acting.
oh, phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was really good. Yeah, yeah. She's a great actress. Yeah, she is.
She is.
She is. Did you date her as well? Well, I first went out with Ellen, and we I didn't feel the tingling. My gun wasn't as warm as usual, and but Nicole Kidman and I. All right. Yeah. Did you ever hear about Jimmy Fallon? Had her over, and they're playing video games or something. Thought she had no interest in him, and she goes, like I was all ready to go over there and have a date with you, and she goes, you had your track pants on, and you showed no interest. You didn't say 3 words, and he lost. And he went, "You were interested in me? What? What?"
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Now, I lived in Nashville for about 5 years, and I worked for a laundry company for a short amount of time. And so I would pick up the laundry of Faith Hill as
yes,
well as what is it, Tim McGraw. So
I think Faith
and I
Hill.
never met them personally, but I went to their house like twice. Faith Hill, yes, yes.
Yes. He's a lucky man.
Sorry.
A lot of women love him too, though, but hey, to each his own.
Yeah.
So, how do I get Kevin to play guitar on my show? How does that work?
Well,
Do I have
all I
to
know is
pre-book?
You got to
I
whisper
started
into
out
the.
with Cheap Trick, and next thing I know, Kevin came in and he stole the show, and it was awesome.
Well, you know what? As good as he was, our karaoke was at such a low level. That's what you got to do. You got to start where the bar is near the ground, and then
No,
go,
you did.
"Hi there.
You
Do you want
did.
to see
You
some
did
real
good.
talent? Here you go." I was
You
on
did
Tiny
good, man.
Talent Time when I was 11.
I was impressed. I was impressed with your singing there. Huh?
No, you were mean to me
Yes.
the other day. You went, "That's just all reverb, man." And so I went,
You got.
"Take the reverb and shove it." Yeah.
You got some
All right.
skills there, Mikey.
I got skills to pay the bills, and it's got nothing to do with the singing. Okay, it's all talk now. There you go.
No, I love
Lies,
Lenny,
lies, lies. Yeah.
but when she's saying "I'll be home for Christmas," you're like Coma Radio.
Coma Radio. Oh God, I was dying of boredom. Silent night. I feel like I could kill myself tonight.
It's not karaoke.
All
when you
is
sing,
dead.
when you sing over somebody else's lyrics.
Life is dread. I was like, if we do one more sappy, oh, it's bad. I'm not a big fan of Christmas music. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. And then we had a guy come up and he did Kiss and he made excuses, and I thought he did a great job. But when people start up and they go up and go, I stubbed my toe today, and
What was it, toe
I
fungus?
I think my gun wasn't as warm as usual, so I don't think the singing will be as good. I'm sorry, and I'd like to start off with all I want to do is the zoom, 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 and the boom, boom. That'll be my first
Boom,
one.
boom.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Nazim.
Of course, the only reason why I saying Kiss is because our good friend Kevin requested it down in the chat.
Oh,
Yeah,
I feel sorry for Kiss right now. They're
I was
they're
trying to
just
save the
old
day.
guys. They're old guys trying to be young guys. It's got to be hard. It's the only thing worse than that is guys singing karaoke on Haps. And at least they get paid, right? They get paid.
Yes, I know.
But now the main soloist guitar player, he's good in Kiss still. He's fairly young. I don't know his name.
They've had 3 of them, maybe 4.
Well, the one that's recently with them, because I saw them do the warm up concert.
Thayer?
He's got skills.
He died.
Yeah, Tommy Thayer.
He's a recent one, right? Thayer.
Yeah. Why did Milton kill him? What's going on here? What did I miss?
I think they had 4 of them, right? Right, Milton, and one died.
Nah, they've had at least 5 or 6, but yeah.
One of them died, right? One guy died. It was
Yes.
AIDS.
Yeah, I think it was drugs. It was drugs.
Well, the original was Ace Frehley, and then after that
Yeah.
was Vinnie Vincent, and he's still alive. And then it was
Who's the current guy? I'll show you a picture later.
The current guy is Tommy Thayer,
and he's fairly young in comparison to them.
Yeah,
at least he looks it.
Yeah.
He isn't Silent Night, Holy Night.
Yeah.
He's still got some gas in the tank. That's got to be hard. I'm sorry if you're 7 years old, like even Mick Jagger. I like him. I admire what he's doing, but is he a great singer now? No. He's a great performer. I don't know. Maybe I'm being mean. Maybe I'm just a mean guy. I don't know. But every once in a while, you'll see some old blues guy, and he's freaking phenomenal. And
Yeah.
his voice is still great. And he's 70, and he's doing things I'll never, ever be able to do. Even at my best, I couldn't do what he did, right?
You know where the Stones went wrong is when Charlie Watts passed away.
Oh, I
They
love
should
him.
have they should have replaced him with a drummer from that era. They
Well,
could have picked
there's this guy named Kevin who can play guitar as well. And I think you
serious.
get him in because you know what? If Keith like passes out because he's at his 90th blood transfusion, and he can't is feeling a little woozy, you
Yeah.
could go in there do the drums and the guitar at the same time, like a one-man band.
Well, have you ever heard the meme that they said, I sometimes wonder the world that we're going to leave to Keith Richards?
Yeah, but
Listen,
yeah, they
he is a
replaced Charlie
beast of a
Watts with
man. You can say whatever you
Yes.
want. He was
yeah.
on the Pirates of the Caribbean. He's lived with the wonderful. Well, come on, Mick Jagger's got some valve from a pig heart or something. Is that true? I think it's true.
I don't know.
Milton, find out. Call Ellen. See what happens. I know you guys are still tight. Give her a call. Just see what she
Sure.
says.
Yeah, I have a hotline. Yes.
Hotline.
I got a hotline, baby.
But yeah, they replaced Charlie Watts with that Jordan from basically Ass Kisser that's been playing with Keith Richards, and
Mm-hmm.
he's too young. He doesn't know. He's pushing the 80-year-old guys,
Yeah.
and he doesn't sound like Charlie
Listen,
Watts.
when Charlie Watts died, I actually had a little tear in my beer
Mhm.
But they
because
should have
to
replaced
me
him.
he was the heart of that band.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't work with a younger drummer like that.
Yeah, well, that's why you need someone like you. Like I said, if the guitar guy falls, you can be the one man band. You can even sing. Mick, move over.
Well, the funny thing is that no one would ever accuse Charlie Watts or say Ringo Starr of being great drummers, but they were glues in the band.
I think they're both great drummers. Sorry,
No,
Charlie.
I think they're very.
Have you ever heard Charlie do jazz? He's a great jazz drummer. He has a few jazz albums. He's actually, but you're right. He's not Neil Peart. He's not Rush, right? I
Yes.
get. Yeah. He's not. But that
Yeah,
isn't his role.
yeah, Nazim's right. Jordan is an amazing drummer, but he's not the right drummer.
Mhm.
He's not
No,
the
there's
right.
this guy Kevin something.
He's
Kevin.
they need a
Kevin
drummer from that
Vasquez.
He's demanding. He's pulsating, but he's good.
era. He's pulsating.
He's pulsating.
You ever heard of Jim Keltner? Jim Keltner, Ringo Starr, all those drummers from Charlie Watts era. If they would have
Yeah.
replaced him with one of those old timers, then it would have sounded nice.
I'll
But
tell you, the
Yeah.
best drummer I ever saw. I
replacing
don't
old
even know his
Asian-
name, but he was the drummer for Peter Gabriel, and
Oh,
he
that's
stole the
what's the French
show.
guy?
He stole
What's
the
the French
show.
guy? Manu
I was
Cachet.
like, whoa! It was like another level. So every drummer after I saw after that, I was like, yeah, but he's not him. He's
Manu
good.
Cachet.
Yeah. So is that
Well,
your other name? My name is Kevin Cachet, and hey,
Manu
hey,
Cachet.
hey,
Well,
and I like a
Michael-
launderers.
He is French.
I like a lingerie. Hey, my name is Kevin Cachet.
Yeah.
Chantel, my belle.
What people don't understand about drumming is that
Mm.
you got to push, you got to pull. You've got to. You've
This
got
sounds a lot like
You've got
Penthouse Letters tonight, guys. What's
gotta
going
back-
on here?
You got to
Like,
back the band
Listen,
up.
if you want to
just
talk
can't
about
be
your
in
pushing and
the-
pulling, like
Yeah.
find
Ladies and
another
gentlemen,
format.
ladies and gentlemen, pushing and pulling with Kevin.
Pushing and pulling with Kevin Lachey.
Yeah. They just think you can just replace replace somebody like that.
No, you
can't
can't. No, but he was the heart and soul of that band. But it was the same thing when Bonham died for Led Zeppelin. Good luck finding another.
Yeah.
They even put his son in, who was good, but it wasn't. Yeah.
The only good replacement was when the Who lost Keith
Keith
Moon,
Moon.
and they
There you go.
replaced
Keith
him with
Moon.
Ringo Starr's son,
Yes.
um, Richard Starkey.
Yes.
That's the only guy that can ever play like Keith Moon. And when he went on tour with the Who, he just blew everybody's mind.
The only thing I agree with of all the things that have been said tonight is what James said. Push and pull. What are we talking about?
Of course, Neil
Right.
Peart, my favorite drummer of all time, his idol was Keith Moon. So
Keith Moon was crazy, by the way.
yeah,
He trashed hotel rooms but they did serious drugs back then. They really did
yes.
in the 60s. I don't think they worried. Were you ever in that scene, Kevin Lachey? Yeah.
Oh, what, drugs?
Kevin Lachey.
Kevin Lachey, come on, I'll make your day. Hello.
I'm on drugs now.
Well, good for you. Good for you. What are we talking about? Caffeine and chocolate? Come on over, baby.
We're talking
I
about
got you.
psychedelic mushrooms.
Yeah? Well, how are you feeling right now? That's the only reason he came up. That's why he's
No,
pulsating.
I don't mean like now. I mean like now. Not like currently now.
Oh, so you know what that reminds me of? I don't drink anymore, and I don't drink any less.
Or
I'm not drunk. I'm just drinking.
I've heard you can't have fun without. I heard you can't have fun without mushrooms, but I'm not willing to take that chance.
See, I heard you fun till daddy takes the T-bird away. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
California dreaming, and then I started screaming.
Yes. Yes. And happiness is a warm gun, and it is real fun.
It is.
That's right. It is.
Loving
It's
an
all-
elevator.
Loving an elevator. Right?
Veta, living it up when I'm going down.
I was thought in the air. Now he's another crazy, but all the really insanely gifted musicians are complete nut bars.
Gotta be.
You
Or
know
else
what I
don't
mean?
have
The
any
one, the
material.
ones that have had more than 3 hits
You need
tend to be.
material.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Bon Jovi is a nut bar,
Nah,
but he's not. He's not somewhere I go. Like Freddie Mercury to me was the ultimate showman, and a voice like nobody. Right?
Yeah.
You heard 3 notes, you knew it was him.
Probably the
Yeah.
best front man ever.
Yeah, yeah. But sometimes guys can't sing, but they're still great frontman,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you have some guys that are incredible singers, but they have no star quality, 0,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I actually think the only person that they could have replaced Freddie Mercury with is Adam Lambert. He is really awesome.
Adam Lambert called the other day, and he said, "Look, do you know Milton?" And I said, "I do." And I said, "Look, he borrowed my wig. I think it's blue. He took my nail polish. Do you know if I can find him? And listen, he owes me 40 cents. All right, so if you see him, we got to straighten this out. Get it off.
I can't believe Adam called you. My goodness.
He did, and he said, "Look, he won't even work it out in trade. Like he's just, forget it. All good." No,
Nancy
he is.
mentioned.
He's one of those great song singers. He's not a songwriter though.
No.
Do you know who I like? Daughtry, who is also an Idol guy. Do you even know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course. I have his first album was classic. What's his first name? Anyway,
Who's that? Singer
I
from
know.
The Who?
No, he was on American Idol. His
He
name
was.
is his band's name's Daughtry,
And
I
his first
forgot
name is
first name.
Felipe. Felipe Daughtry.
No, I thought it was Kevin Vasquez Daughtry. Yeah.
No. Kevin has a new name every show. Every show, he's got a new name. Like
Yeah.
for a while there, he was touring as Kevin Longhorn. And, they were like, look, this is false advertising, sir. So, you got to stop.
I was touring as Bagel Boy.
Yes, Bagel Boy with extra cream. Yeah.
And then when he went to Canada, he was Tim Hortons boy. But anyway,
Can
but
I
by the way, this
can I
Chris,
tell a quick story about Tim Hortons that's true? That's really
Banana
sure,
bizarre.
bread.
Really
sure.
bizarre. I'll make it quick. Okay. So when I was broke and young and a DJ, I was 16 years old and I just finished a gig and it was 2 o'clock in the morning and it was cold like tonight. It was like -3. And there was this man who was really well dressed, crying and out of his mind in Tim's. And they were, look, you got to go home. You can't just sit here, you know, buy something or leave. And I said, well, what would it cost if I gave, like you $20? Could he stay here until he figures out where he is? I thought he was high. I didn't know. And, we all have our weak moments, right? We've all been down Vodka Alley and all kinds of different things, Tequila Heaven. So I thought he was, but he didn't smell like alcohol. So I thought he was on some drugs. That's what I thought. But he was dressed to the nines, and I thought something doesn't add up here. So I gave her $20 and said, just keep giving him coffees. And then I didn't think anything of it. And at that time, I owned a store, like a record store. And I had a person come in, and he said, I found out who you are. And I was like, oh, God, what have I done? That's the first thing I thought. What have I done? I'm in trouble. This guy comes in, and he looks like a lawyer, right? He says, I know what you've done. And I went, okay. And I'm thinking, what's your daughter's name? But I didn't say that. I just thought it. And I'm listening, going, And he says, you helped my son out. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, he didn't have a seizure medicine, and he was freaking out in Tim's, and you gave him money. And I went, oh. And I said, well, thanks. And he said, this restaurant up the street, I don't want to say the name of the restaurant. He said the name of the restaurant up. He said, anytime you want to go in there and you want a free meal, just tell him it's me. Well, I used it a few times. True story. But they were ready to kick him out.
Yeah.
You never know.
Nice
So
story.
I later found out many years later that he owned most of the buildings in that area. Like he was one of these guys that was like a tycoon that had bought in all kinds of land and slowly built an empire of different rentals in the area, including that restaurant he told me I could
Thanks, Rick.
have free food at. Go ahead.
I just said thanks, Ricky.
Rick's a solid dude. We got to get Rick up here.
Yeah, Rick's awesome.
Yes.
Ricky,
Also a great singer, by the way. Ricky
Yes.
did a couple cool shifts in that song you did today. I was quite impressed. He's got nice pipes.
You don't want to call nobody else.
So you liked my voice the other night. Is that what you're saying? Because the first time you heard me sing, you were like, oh, it's just a microphone. And, he farts really hard, and that's what he does.
I think the best song you sang was Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. It was really good.
Oh, you were getting into it, man. I could see it in your face.
I was doing it, man.
I can see it in your smile.
Yes. Well, I think it was, I probably currently had a warm gun, and so I was in the zone. But then I think I was lulled into sleep from Silent Night.
Yeah, you were kind of like you were kind of like on the edge of the broadcast, like you wanted to flush the whole thing, and you were trying to save it all by yourself.
I know.
So you got into the tunes so deep, you were like, "This is my only chance to save the broadcast.
This is it. I'm doing it for Freddie Mercury. He's inspired me."
Of course, as you know, happiness is a warm puppy. So,
why does that seem so wrong? Oh my God! Well, I know what Rick Costa's saying. Yes.
I would like to hear you sing "Love Hurts" by Nazareth.
Do you know who did that
Oh.
originally?
Yeah,
The original singer of that song.
Yeah, the original artist. That's a cover tune.
Of Roy Orbison.
Wow.
It's a Roy Orbison tune. The Roy Orbison one is pretty cheesy. Now, did you guys ever hear the original version of Red Red Wine? You know how the UB40 is like, red, red wine, you make me feel so fine.
It's so
Keep
fine.
me rocking
You
all the
rocking
time, right?
all of the time.
Well,
Yeah.
Neil Diamond is like, red, red wine goes to my head.
Hey.
It's all true. Hi, Rick.
Rick Costa goes to my head.
Again, inappropriate. Stop.
Merry belated Christmas, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
It's still
Listen,
Christmas.
we have to. Yes. Thank you for being inspiring. Thank you for being just who you are.
Oh, I appreciate it.
We,
And
you
as
know,
well. You as well.
we need more and more individuals like yourself. You got to do our karaoke. As long as you don't do Silent Night, we'll be okay.
No, I'm done, beyond done with Christmas now.
Yeah.
You could
So Rick, really fast, how's your mom, by the way?
She's good. I'm watching her on my phone camera. I'm in the kitchen messing with the remote control. I don't know what she's trying to do, but
Okay.
The song you did tonight, it was kind of soulful, and there were a couple pieces in there, like I would call movements, where the notes were pretty high, and there was a quick change, and you nailed it. And I was like, shit, that's not bad. And you also kept the pace, because some people can hit the notes, but they have no sense of rhythm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I was worried because I'm sure you've experienced it too. If you play a YouTube video, they don't, but we hear it twice, back to back. So I'm like, well, what if I'm supposed to sing on the second one and not the first one? But I'm gonna stick with the first one because it's louder and hope it's right. So I guess it came out okay.
Well, you know what I do is I'll sing, "You are so beautiful to me," and I hear it twice, and I go, "Yes, yes, I am beautiful. Thank you, yes. Thank you, thank you." Or you could do,
I thought you were singing,
"We
"You light up my life."
will rock you." See,
yeah.
that would work.
Yeah. Got the reverb on tap there, I see.
There's a huge tap of all kinds of stuff here. It's not good.
My.
We also have a shovel.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Too funny.
Deb,
Michael
how
can
are
sing,
you?
Debbie said. Oh my.
Oh, she loves me. There's so much love there, Deb. It's okay. You know what? It's okay.
Where everybody knows
Michael can't dance. Michael can't sing. Sorry.
But Mike is a ding-a-ling. Thank you.
Where everybody knows your name.
Oh, the
Yes.
Cheers song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a great song, actually. It is.
Did you ever hear
That's a
the
great-
story behind that song? The guy
No,
that
tell me.
the guy that he entered a contest in New
Mhm.
York,
Huh.
and he wrote that song like 15 times, and finally, like on the 10th or 11th time, he caught the attention of the people he turned it into, and they
Mhm.
said, "Hey, you almost got it, man. Can you write a couple more changes?" And he got in there, man, and the rest is history.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
You know John Lennon, the song "Imagine," which I think is one of the most beautiful songs ever written. He wrote that
Agreed.
for kids. When he started it, he thought he was going to write it for children, and it kind of just ended up the way it is. Now, you know the song "Just My Imagination," "Running Away with Me." When they did that, they were higher than kites. But a lot of the Motown stuff was. So if we could name, if you can name like 3 songs that you loved as a kid that you still love, because a lot of the stuff I loved as a kid, I listen to it now and go, what the hell was I on? Right? And stuff I couldn't stand. I'm like, shit, that's brilliant. It's weird.
I think I didn't have an appreciation of then like I do now of in general Motown music. Now I absolutely love it. Before I was like, oh, it's okay, it's cool. But now I'm like, I really like it a lot.
Yeah. So one of my favorite religious tunes is the song that goes, "Give me revelation, show me what to do, 'cause I've been trying to find my way, I haven't got a clue." That's Third Day.
Oh, okay. I don't think I know that one.
Oh, you should do it. It's absolutely gorgeous.
People say my voice is good for Third Day songs. Actually, I should write that down.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Yeah. No, that's why I brought it up. It's called Revelation. But if I was to die tomorrow, I would like that song played at my funeral. It's one of my favorites.
My mom already told me.
Kevin, don't have any thoughts of loading your gun. I'd like to live a couple more days. Thank you.
Is that in your will?
What's that?
Put that in your will? Did you put it in your will?
Yes, I did. I got a couple other songs that I want in there too.
Revocable trust or regular trust?
Okay,
Ed. So that's one of them that I absolutely love. I'm trying to think songs that I didn't necessarily love as a kid that I think are brilliant now. You're gonna howl. I couldn't stand the Bee Gees when I was a kid, and I love the Bee Gees now. So it goes to share. I couldn't stand ABBA, and I think Take a Chance on Me is amazing. I think that is almost a perfect pop song.
I liked all of those when I was a kid.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it.
How can you mend a broken heart?
Yes. How can a loser ever win? Right.
Shadow dancing. Andy Gibb.
Yeah. Whether you're a mother, whether your father is staying alive.
Staying alive. Staying alive. I love Fanny Be Tender with My Heart.
We should name that tune one day on here. That would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's songs that I loved as a kid, and one of them was Freakazoid, which was by Midnight Star, and I listen to it now and I go, this is god awful. But when it came out, and I loved as a kid Billy Idol, Flesh for Fantasy. Flesh! And he used to do this.
For fantasy.
We cry! Yeah. But
yeah.
I loved as a kid though. Honky Tonk Woman. Had no idea what it was about. Not a clue. Honky Tonk Woman.
Oh, yeah. Stones.
The Stones. And Dragging the Line. Do you guys know that one? We used to play it on the show sometimes. Dragging the line, dragging the line. I feel fine. I'm talking about peace of mind. Well, Dragging the Line is about cocaine. It's like Puff the Magic Dragon. We used to sing that as a kid. Or kids. Yeah. So, it's a wild world.
I remember listening to Rich Girl by Hall & Oates.
Great song.
And that was the first time I ever heard the word bitch. And I got in trouble for saying that because I learned it from that song when I was a kid.
I've always thought you're a bitch, man.
That song was written about a guy. It was originally written rich guy, and it didn't work, and so they changed it to Rich Girl. It was written about a rich guy and all this narcissistic shit and spending money and all that, and they changed it to Rich Girl, and boom, instant hit.
I thought it was called Rick's Girl originally. Yeah.
Rick's Girl, yeah.
Rick's Girl.
Oh, you know what tortured me when I was a kid? When I was a kid, they changed it to customize it for me, and they would change it to my name. Hey, Ricky, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Ricky. I'm like, shut up, it's Mickey, stop it.
Yeah. But you were, though, and you did blow
Okay.
minds.
Okay.
Well, Rick, in a close second, my wife, of course, her name is Penny. And so after Forrest Gump, everybody would go, "You're my Penny," like Forrest Gump said, Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, you got Steely Dan. Ricky, don't lose that number.
Oh yeah.
Well, but guys, do you know what Steely Dan is? What that name means?
Steely Dan.
Yeah. Any idea?
It's a bong.
No, it's a vibrator. That's what that's based for. It's not a joke. That's actual factual.
Only Mike would know that.
Well, I learned it from a guy. His name was Lick Chanel. Lick Chanel.
Number 5.
Yeah. He was for a while Kevin Laram, but
Are they friends with RuPaul?
he was known as ever present, large and in charge, Mr. Roo, back in the day. But it was too hard to get on the shirt. It went all around to the back, so he shortened it to La Boom. Yeah, it's all true.
And the rest is rock history.
It is. I remember being a DJ. There were several songs I couldn't stand because I got asked to play them over and over and over and over again. You spin me right round, baby, like a record, right? You know that, okay? And
Yes.
the other one that drove me out of my freaking mind, like out of my mind, Walk Like an Egyptian.
Yeah, that got a little bit overkill.
Yeah, and every 5 seconds they wanted to hear Sledgehammer because I was a VJ, right? And that video was big, and so was ZZ Top Legs. And Bruce Springsteen at the same time was huge with Glory Days and Dancing in the Dark. Those were, yeah. But back then you used to buy. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to ask if there was I was going to ask if there's like one or two particular songs that like were the most requested. Period.
Freebird. No. Yeah, I'm making that up because every musician hates that song. Can you play Freebird, man? Can you?
You play Stairway, man? Play Stairway?
Yeah. The other song I don't care if I ever hear it again is Hotel California. I've heard that one too. Sweet Home Alabama I still like.
Yeah.
I still like that one. So you guys did not answer my question. I'm the only one who, not one person, but said a song that they loved when they were young, and didn't.
My mother's favorite song was "Nights in White Satin," and I still love the song. Moody Blues.
That's funny you say that. It was my grandmother's favorite song.
Wow.
Yeah. The vocals in that are amazing, though. They really are.
Yeah, Justin Hayward is awesome.
What do you think, Kevin? Give us the song you loved as a kid that you think is not so great now.
I don't have any.
Wild Cherry, play that funky music, white boy. Love that song.
I love it.
Love that song.
You remember Captain Fantastic from Elton John?
Yeah, I do. I also remember Couldn't Get It Right by a Climax Blues Band. I love that song, too. If I played it to you, you would know it.
Oh, I just thought of a song that gets on my ever-loving nerves.
Yeah.
Do you really want to hurt me? And I'm like, yes, if you sing that one more time, I'm about to.
You mean Culture Club? Boy George.
Hated that song.
Yes, Boy George.
They overplayed the mess out of that.
Come on.
That one at least was fun. That was at least fun, but the other one just got on my nerves.
You can dance if you wanna. You can leave your friends behind, right?
Men Without Hats.
Yeah.
Safety dance.
Yes. And anybody want a Vegemite sandwich?
Oh,
There you go.
You remember? You remember that?
Man at Work.
Mm-hmm.
Come to the land down under.
Mm.
One of the
Midnight.
saddest things I heard recently, guys, is a billion, literally a billion tracks are done every month. A billion tracks, not a million, a billion tracks are done, and the average track of a new artist gets less than 100 plays
Wow.
on YouTube. It's only a very small percentage.
And the artist
So when
gets
we
3
did our
cents.
karaoke the other night, we got over 100 plays. We're above the fringe man.
And Spotify gives the artist 3 cents.
3
Yeah,
cents,
exactly.
man. 3 cents for each play?
No,
No.
for every
No.
100 million plays.
Oh, I see what you're saying. If you got 3 cents a play, you'd be rocking.
When I lived in Nashville, and you go to a restaurant, almost every waiter that comes and helps on you they're writing songs and hoping to sell it to country
Yeah.
artists.
Elliot was playing Gordon Lightfoot the other night, and I met him. And
Really?
he was so freeze dried, like so old, like just he seemed brittle. He was still witty, and I still could. There were still a lot of really old women with Botox and everything else that were hitting on him. Yeah. So, but he was very nice to me. So I have nothing to say, but he was abrupt with others. But I
That
think you
guy's
have. What's that?
that guy's a musical genius. Those songs sound really simple, but they're really
Mm-hmm.
complicated to
Well,
play.
if you could read my mind, love, that's a great song.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one I love too. Do you guys know this one? It's a Canadian. Sundown, you better take
Better
care
take
if I
care.
find you
You
smelling
miss
my underwear.
the way.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know that one? No. Okay.
I've heard the tune. I
It's
don't know if the
good.
words
I
are
might have got a couple of the lyrics wrong. I'm not sure.
right. My mom played a station when I was a kid. It was all oldies, so that's all I heard. All my childhood was oldies, 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 oldies.
Do you know what's a hard song to sing? Honestly, please wait here. I'll give you some echo. Please release me,
Release
let me
me,
go,
let me go.
for I don't love you anymore.
Is that Hank?
No, that's Engelbert Humperdinck, which is not his real name. He named
Elliot's funny.
himself that. Now, Rick and I were thinking if we ever have, in the next life, if we're superstars, we're not going to name ourselves Humperdinck. No.
Tom Jones?
Oh, now that was a voice. Still. He's still.
Love Tom Jones.
Not unusual to be loved by anyone.
Mel's here. In Excess? Yes. Yeah. Now, there was a little guy that could sing. Mike Hutchison? Is that right?
Yeah, Hutchinson.
Yeah, Mike Hutchison.
Yeah, and he did
He
that
was
weird
the man.
strangulation stuff. Yeah, we won't go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't the Will Smith show with the brother, or not brother but cousin, who does the dance?
Yeah.
It's not the unusual. Yeah, right. Isn't that the song? Yeah. It's not unusual to be loved by
Be
anyone.
loved by anyone.
Yeah. But I love when he did Kiss, the Prince cover. Yeah, he did that well. I love Elliot's name and then his next life. Elliot Humperleg. Humperleg is better. I was thinking for Kevin for his next show, Kevin Ramadoodle. I think that would be perfect for you, sir.
Ramstein.
Ramstein.
I'm going German.
Yeah.
Ramenstein.
did some good stuff, actually. Oh, I think he's talking to his mom. We're talking about ramen doodles. We're done. I gotta go. Got to go. Gotta know when to go. Thank you. It's been fun. We wish you all well. Here on the Ramadoodle Network. It's all good.
Live here on the Ramadoodle Network.
That's right. Formerly known as the Sleep Zone. What did I call it? Coma Productions?
Coma. That was James.
I don't know if it's Coma Productions. You were like Coma Network, I think, something like that.
Yeah, it was
That was
bad. Oh
James.
my God. I was like,
James came up with that. Coma
Well,
Productions.
well, the song you did that on was "I'll Be Home for Christmas." Actually, when she's "I'll be home," and she was pitched on, but it was
no, she
just
was. She's a great singer. She really
yeah.
is. If she had the right microphone, she'd be amazing. Like amazing. Um,
Amazing.
But
amazing.
but it, but it was like four and
Amazing.
a half minutes of total coma.
Well, you know I'm ready to leave when I'm singing. That's what friends are for.
Yeah. I almost had a seizure.
Did
I
you?
had to take an Ativan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin was begging that I sang "Kiss." He really was.
Yeah. After that Ativan, I was back in the New York groove. Back in the New York groove.
Do you know what? Do you know what drives me crazy though? You'll have people come up and they start doing excuses before they sing.
Like Toe
So
Don't you
Jam.
that's
hate
why I
that?
kept going. I have toe jam. It could affect my vocals.
Don't
I've
you
got
just
some.
hate that?
You know, the toe jam right now will really affect my vocals. So I just wanted you guys to know that. I also have hemorrhoids, and they're really going to affect my vocals. So I just thought I'd tell you that because everybody who came on during that karaoke was like, "Well, my voice is very good right
Of course,
now."
my
Rick does
throat.
not do that. Rick goes up and just sings. That's what I love about you, man. He's like, "Yeah, this is it. This is what I got to offer. Enjoy."
Take
Look
it
at
or leave
Tom
it. If you
Waits.
don't like it, change the channel.
We gotta fix the music though, brother. It's
Look,
not you.
look at Tom
It
Waits.
does not sound right. Like he said, it's double echoing. Unless it's saying, "You're beautiful, you're amazing, you're wonderful, you're stunning. Your name is." I'm not going there.
Elliot.
Your mom might hear. I'll be quiet. Okay.
Elliot's funny.
Look at Tom Waits, man. He doesn't give a shit.
Oh, how about Bob Dylan? Bob Dylan. Other people would do the songs, then I would go, "Oh my god, that's freaking brilliant."
Yeah.
Because he'd be on and going, "Hey, ha, ha,
Tom Waits.
can I even do?" Thank you.
So you want
Tom
to hear
Waits.
my Bob Dylan interpretation?
Sure.
I'm going to town, going to sing this song. Come on, Michael Bathurst. Come on, Rick Costa. Come on, Kevin. We're gonna go. Sorry, I lost it at the end.
No, this is Bob Dylan doing you. My voice ain't feeling right tonight.
Where's my 40 cents? Come on.
Where's my 40 cents? So Rick, what's going
I
on
used to
in 2020?
I used to crack up though at
Two.
what's his name, Joe Cocker. I was like, is he really? Does he really sound like that? Or is he doing that with the "Love is just where we belong"? I'm like, are you really
Well, his
singing
voice
like
was
that?
gone. His voice was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, his voice
I get
was gone. But
back
if you listen to his early stuff, like "You Are So Beautiful," yeah. Do you know who wrote that originally? Billy Preston. Do you know who was considered the fifth Beatle?
Billy Preston. And if you watch the new documentary on Netflix on Get Back, you'll see that in spades.
Name one song by Billy Preston, guys, besides what I just told you. This reminds me of like Cheech and Chong. Bob, you got 10 seconds. What is your name? Starts with a B, ends with a B. Can you give me a
Going
clue?
around in circles.
Gonna fly high like a bird up
Like a
in the
bird
sky.
up in the sky.
Yeah. You know what my favorite one was, though? You ready? Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something if you want to be with me. Yeah.
Don't you remember I told you?
I'm a
I'm a
soldier in the war on poverty. Yeah.
Was he religious? Because I just typed in his name in YouTube and it's like I'm seeing the "My Sweet Lord." With you, I'm born again. Can't beat God giving. I'm like, oh, is he religious?
Well, with you, I'm born again is absolutely gorgeous, and it's him and Serena, who was married to Stevie Wonder.
He was really tight with George Harrison, and that's why he wrote "My Sweet Lord." George Harrison brought him, Billy Preston, into the Get Back, the Let It Be sessions
Yeah, he was a
because the
keyboard
Beatles,
player.
because they were because the Beatles are fighting so bad, and they knew that was the end. So
Yeah.
George Harrison brought Billy Preston, and he was only 20 years old. Imagine that. So that the Beatles would be too embarrassed to fight, and so he came in there as a keyboard player.
Do you guys know who
And
Steve Winwood is? He's the guy who did Higher Love.
yeah, he was
Yes.
a traffic.
Bring me a higher love. Did you know he had a #1 hit it when he was 16?
Wow.
He was a traffic.
He was even before
Yes.
that. He was give me some lovin'.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Of
they
course, the
called
only
him
time
the white Ray Charles when he was 16. He had a number
the
one
only
hit.
time I ever seen Stevie Winwood in concert was with Eric Clapton. So
But he was in Traffic. You're right.
Spencer Davis.
Yeah, he was another group as well. I can't remember. It was something like Bonnie. I can't remember. Yeah, the brain's old, man. It's getting cobwebs up there.
Mike put it in the comments. Spencer Davis group. That's when
Yep.
he did.
Yeah. Give me some lovin'.
Give me some loving.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know who's amazing,
That's
and I'm
almost
being
spot
sarcastic?
on. That right there.
Blind
You know who was
Faith.
Blind
amazing?
Faith.
Yeah.
You know who was amazing, and I'm totally being sarcastic though.
Who?
Girl, you know it's true. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love you.
I love
Milli Vanilli.
you.
Oh my
Yes.
God, that was so embarrassing.
I knew the original singer of that. And I remember hearing it and going, this sounds like this guy. And I later found out it was that guy,
Wow.
who was an old guy.
Really?
Yeah, a really old guy, like
Right, Elliot?
in his 50s.
Wow.
Yeah. And because I had his
I'm an old
album,
guy.
I liked some of his stuff. And I went, this sounds like him. But he wrote only demos. That was his thing. He wrote demos. You guys know the song Just Once. Come on.
How's it go?
All right.
How's it go?
Here we go. Just once, can we figure out what we keep doing
Yep.
wrong?
Yep.
Why
Yes.
we never last for very long. There you go. Well, James Ingram was told by his brother that he couldn't sing and he had no talent and that he should just stick to writing songs, that he was a great songwriter. He wrote that song, sent it to Quincy Jones, and Quincy Jones went, I'll buy it. And he said, oh, good. He said, who are you going to get to do it? Will you get like Luther Vandross? Will you get, name? He says, no, you're going to do it. And he went, what? He goes, yeah, your voice is perfect. Let's do it. And from there, he made a living from that. He had 5 kids. He had 5 kids, and he stayed with his wife the whole time through the duration of all those, and he made millions. Yeah. So one thing changed. So Milton, don't give up, buddy.
I won't.
Don't give up, man.
I will endeavor to persevere.
No, but he was an incredibly religious guy, and his brother was in a group called Switch, and his brother was the one that told him he had no talent. And Switch had 1 hit. That was it. And they were on Motown. They were supposed to be the next big thing. It never happened. Yeah.
I had a cousin tell me when I was young, she said, oh, you thought you could sing, but you really couldn't. But now you're pretty good. And I'm like, but I never thought I could. I just enjoyed doing it. Matter of fact, my mother said, before you could string sentences together, before you could say, Mama, I'm hungry, Mama, I'm thirsty, I could sing every single TV jingle on the TV, regardless if it was in English or not, before I could put sentences together.
Yeah.
So I just always liked singing.
So if we go way back in time, there was a guy named Willie Dixon. And he was a bassist for Chess Records. And almost every single major blues cut that was made in the 60s, he wrote. And by the time he was in his 40s, he was a multimillionaire. When being a multimillionaire was really something. And
Right.
Muddy Waters, I don't know if you guys know any of these names, but Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf,
Yeah.
and Jimmy Reed used to beg to have the songs. And there were times there were actually fist fights over who would get the song.
Wow.
But he wrote within a span of 5 years 30 number one blues songs. Yeah. So have you guys ever heard of Babyface?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yes.
Babyface wrote something like 100 top 10 R&B tunes, right? Made something like 160 million. And then his wife decided she didn't want to be with him anymore, and he was down to 80 million. And I thought that was awful, right? But then I heard about Phil Collins.
Mm-hmm.
And Phil Collins, for 3 wives, paid out $300 million. I didn't know he made $300 million.
Wow.
You think after the first 100, you go, no more.
And of course and of course Phil Collins is still the world's greatest collector of Alamo artifacts.
What is that?
The Alamo in Texas. Remember the Alamo?
Okay.
But
He is
yeah,
near dead now. Have you guys seen him?
no.
Like, yeah, he's in a wheelchair. He can't play drums anymore. He can't sing. They had to cancel the
Really?
tour. Yeah, he got his son to play the drums. I guess the son's fairly good. I thought his son was a keyboard player. He's like Kevin. He's multi-talented. Yeah. But Rick,
Wow.
you've got a gift, buddy. No joke.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who sings I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. Who sings that?
Air Supply.
Okay.
Air Supply. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I
thought
would
of that
have
for
to
some
get
reason.
several elastics and tie them tightly to get anywhere near there.
or
Understood.
have somebody step on a certain part of your anatomy.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
yeah.
but they were great. Those were great harmonizing and great singing there.
I love great harmony. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I never knew how to harmonize, and then I started to purposely listening to like duos who harmonized.
Yeah.
And I forced myself, don't sing what you want to sing naturally. Make yourself sing the other one. And that's how I learned how to sing harmony.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like I almost can't not do it. It's like I have to,
Yeah.
okay, don't sing that, sing the melody now. So yeah.
Some of the
Listen
most
to,
flawless singers together were families: the Jacksons,
Mm-hmm.
the Jackson 5, and the Osmonds.
Mm-hmm.
And they were so tight, it almost sounded like one person.
Mm-hmm.
There was another group, you guys won't know them, but they're called the Whispers, and they were twin brothers, and you could not tell that it was more than one person singing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bee
Yeah,
Gees were good
Elliot,
too for that.
I was gonna suggest listen to early Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Oh,
Unbeatable.
mind-blowing. And the Bee Gees.
Phenomenal.
The Bee Gees were great harmonizers. The Beach Boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about the Beach Boys is I always felt they didn't have any soul. They were more technical.
Yeah, see, I thought that until I heard our karaoke the other night, and I felt like they really had soul.
Question.
Yes, sir.
When people do karaoke generally, because I don't really know, to be honest with you, it sounds crazy,
Yes.
but do they try to like literally sing it exactly like the original singer, or do they sometimes try to put in their own flavor, or do they just pretty much try to emulate exactly?
Well, I think depending on how much you drink, Rick,
Okay.
when you first start drinking, you think maybe I can get through this, and I'll know most of the lyrics, and then when you get into about midway into the drinking, then it's like I'm gonna nail this, and then by the time you finish the bottle, you're like, I'm gonna make this like beyond fucking great.
I want to hear Milton sing "I Will Always Love You" when he's drunk.
Milton's
Go ahead.
never drunk. Sorry.
You know what's funny
Oh,
about
that's
karaoke?
Davina. I'm sorry, Davina. I meant to say Davina.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
You know what's funny in karaoke in nightclubs or karaoke night is that when somebody when you go to a karaoke night that's been established and people go up there and they knock it out of the park
Yeah.
on pitch,
Yeah.
almost sound like the original singer,
Yeah.
uh, just kill the tune. Not one person claps, but somebody goes up there drunk and just destroys the song. Just
Yeah.
fucking makes a total ass out of himself. Standing ovation. People
Yeah.
just love a train wreck.
They do.
That's why,
We
like,
do.
that's why I think that's why I don't do it, because I'm like, but people like it when you screw it up, not when you
Yeah.
sound
Yeah.
decent. So
Well,
I'm
we
like,
are
what's
the
the point of me
kings
doing
of
it?
train wrecks here on Haps. We've done a few. When we used to have 8 of us singing and not anywhere remotely because it didn't link right, it was
Yeah, bad
horrifying.
sync.
It was so bad.
Yes.
But it's
It
funny.
was
I want to
horrifying but
back up
fun.
that I want to back up that theory that he's talking about where like so I could always sing like Lean on Me. What was the other one I could sing pretty close? Oh, there's another one called Riverboat
No
Fantasy.
sunshine when she's gone.
So when I sang Riverboat Fantasy, I could make it as almost identical to the original, right? So one night I was singing it, and this guy comes up to me, and he gives me a drink, and he goes, "You're a fucking prick, but I love that song."
Oh my god.
He goes, "You're a fucking prick, but I love that song. Thank you." And I said, "What?" And so I went up to him. I said, "Why am I a fucking prick? You don't even look. You're a fucking arrogant prick."
Wow. Okay. Angry drunk.
Oh God! So from that point on, every time I saw him, I went, "My new name is Arrogant Prick, and this is my first selection."
Michael, could you do that impersonation one more time, please?
Sure. You're a fucking arrogant prick.
You just abbreviate it to AP. AP bathroom.
Yeah. But I'll never
That's
forget it.
exactly what I would say to
But
Michael.
he gave me a drink, and then he gave me another one later, and then he asked me to sing something else. Yeah.
Dude looks like a lady.
No, behind closed doors by Charlie Rich. I did that too for him.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I like that song.
Yeah, I can nail that one too. But see that's the thing. You got to know what you can do. Everybody can sing 3 songs well. I don't care who you are. There's every single human being can do 3 songs well. It's the guys that can sing 33 songs well,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? There was a karaoke host. Fuck, he was good when I was young. He could sing anything. He could do The Lion Sleeps Tonight, you know that the real like no problem. But then right, but he could also go on and do like Creed Perfect, and then 10 minutes later he was doing Kiss, and he could do White Snake, and it was like, holy shit, what can't he sing? So one night he goes up there, he's drunk out of his mind, and he nailed Madonna, and I like literally did it pitch perfect. Yeah, so that's
Michael,
a singer.
there's no such thing as perfect Creed. Come on.
I like Creed. Don't say that. I'm a huge fan of
I'm
Creed.
kidding. I'm kidding. Everybody hates Creed, so that's a running joke.
No. Well, I don't hate them. I love My Sacrifice. That's one of my favorite songs.
Mm-hmm.
Arms Wide Open is good. Like there's about 10 songs that they do I really. When they first came out though, the first album, everybody thought they were just a Pearl Jam knockoff. No one realized it was religious. It wasn't until the second, third album. Do you remember that, Rick? Are you not a fan of Creed?
No, I mean, yeah, I've heard some of their stuff, and I always felt like they were trying to ride both
Sell out.
sides.
Yeah, they were trying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They weren't
Yeah.
rocking as hard as Nickelback.
Well, there's another band that people don't like, and they're Canadian. Yeah. Yeah.
Canadian,
and he was a train wreck in real life. And so was the Creed guy. He like lost it too. So again,
He was homeless on drugs for a while.
was he?
The lead singer from Creed.
No. How could you be after all that money?
Oh,
Discuss that.
He was broke on heroin on the street, and they were.
Oh yeah, see, you can go through money like water if you're doing that stuff.
Now he made a comeback, and I think the band's back together.
Oh no way. Well, good for them. I love the bands though, Rick. Have you ever heard these bands? This will be our last tour. This is the last chance you get to see him. Did you know that The Who said that in like 1983? This will be the final tour. The
I
Stones never
actually
did that.
saw
Go ahead.
I actually saw the Who in '83 at the Houston Astrodome.
Oh, they were amazing back in 83. But the problem is now, I have, and I don't want to be mean, I don't want to see senior citizens. I really don't, Rock. I don't. I'm sorry, and I know you love Kiss and you love Gene and all that other stuff. But just
No, I
they're
know.
too old. They're too.
I
It's the
did.
same with my politicians. What do you think, Rick? Am I being mean?
I mean,
I
I
don't want
get
to
it.
see me
I get
up
it.
there. I feel like I'm too old.
Come on, man. You got Neil Young.
Well,
Better to burn
Michael,
out than fade away.
hey, I refuse to see Kiss on this current tour.
Yeah.
Because when I saw them like 10 years ago, they said, we're going to be here for your fathers, your mothers, and your sisters. And I can just see them walking out with walkers onto the stage when they're like 90 years old.
But it's a miracle that you guys were making jokes, but Keith Richards, right? Like, it's amazing that guy can stand upright, considering what he's done to himself over the years. So
How old is Barbara Streisand now?
now
Is she
there's a
alive?
voice. There's a voice.
She's old. She's still alive, right?
Yeah, and
She's
she
up
can
there.
still sing. She can still sing. So,
I
Rick,
think
if
that
you're
would be an
having
exception.
a bad day, is there certain songs that you listen to or love that you play?
There's
And do,
Christian songs you would never know in a million years, but yeah.
yeah, but they work for you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
How about you, Milton? Besides Neil Diamond and Kiss.
I always go to My Guitar Gently Weeps. I love the song. There's a song by Yes called Catch the Train, which I love. Um, and, and there's also, um, lost my thought. Sorry about that. Apologize.
Well, when you
But
find it, let
those
us
are
know.
two.
Melanie, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't pay the money to see them. You know what? I would rather sit down and drink with them. So they showed a picture the other day of Mick at a dive bar, and nobody knew it was him.
Wow.
And he was sitting at the patio drinking with a couple other people. No one had a clue it was him.
Wow.
Yeah.
The third song I forgot was "Long and Winding Road" by the Beatles.
Okay.
Did
Okay,
you
Rick.
see that movie? Did you ever see that movie? It wasn't that long ago where it was like, I guess it would be kind of sci-fi. And all of a sudden, this guy, he got in an accident, but as a result, he ended up in a different universe, which was exactly the same, but there was no such thing as the Beatles. And he was a musician. So
Mm-hmm.
what he decided to do was, I'm going to take their songs and say, I wrote them. It was the craziest movie, and he became a hit.
Yes.
It's a funny movie.
But that reminds me Back to the Future where he started playing Chuck Berry riffs,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody understood it and thought he was crazy because it was too harsh. Yeah.
Well. When he was playing in that band, he played with his cousin Marvin Berry, and so
Mm-hmm.
the guy called him and he says, "Hey, it's your cousin Marvin Berry. Remember that song you're looking for? Listen to this."
Berserk.
I don't think I would have made it, guys, without music as a kid. I don't think it was such a healing element to me, an escape, and it still is. I wish I had the love for music that I did then. Like I still love it. Don't get me wrong, but it was all consuming for me when it and I can remember the first time I heard jazz and I was like, God, this is a bloody mess. And what's funny is I love jazz now. So
Yeah.
maybe you have to develop, it's like a muscle to be able to decipher that kind of stuff. Yeah.
No,
I don't
it's
think I ever hated
it's
jazz. I appreciate it more now.
yeah. The thing about jazz is that our ears are conditioned to listen to popular music,
Yeah.
which only goes up to the seventh chord, and
Right.
so jazz goes beyond that. It goes into the ninth, 11th, and 13th
Yeah.
chords. So
Yeah.
if you
See,
study classical,
I
Claude
love the
Debussy.
really old jazz, like
Yeah,
from the
so Claude
60s.
Debussy was the first classical pianist to experiment with ninths, 11ths, and 13ths.
Yeah.
And so that's where jazz explores, and that's why they call it the musician's music. So it makes it's hard for the average person to listen to those intervals when you're used to
So,
listening to simple intervals.
is there any questions you guys want to ask before I leave? I like to keep them at a certain length, but I'm going to ask you a question. This is a weird one, so I'm warning you, Rick. I'm just going to give you a heads up. So just
Oh my.
brace. So, oh my. Um, if you had the chance to do ayahuasca with us four, because it's supposed to be a very spiritual experience, would you or would you not? And I think it's from tree root and something else. And
I don't even know what that is.
well, it's all natural. You take it and you get a little sick, but it's, I guess, an insanely powerful spiritual connection. And a lot of artists and a lot of different actors, a lot of drug addicts have done it to get off of drugs. And it was one of the few things that helped them get off. But it's some of the side effects are like you hear voices, you start to hallucinate. But what's really weird is thousands of people have done it, and they've seen everything from apparitions of leprechauns, no joke, and thinking that something telepathically was talking to them.
Hmm.
But what it does is, I guess, it takes you fundamentally to the root of who you are. And even Mike Tyson did it several times and said it softened him, like nothing had ever softened him before.
Softened him? It softened
Softened
him?
him. Yes.
Softened him.
I would love for you to do that, especially the way he's
Sorry.
ripped right now.
Yeah, that's what brought him back into boxing with the DMT and
Wow.
experience. So a lot of indigenous people have experimented with that.
Hmm.
It's been around
Yeah,
for a
but
long time.
it's all natural. It's not. Well,
Yeah,
so is Coke, and let's be, yeah,
peyote.
yeah. Um. So everybody in the room, would you be willing to try it?
That's a
Oh
no
yeah.
for me.
Okay,
Well,
we got an oh yeah. We got Milton. What?
well,
Yes or
Mike
no?
for real said it's similar to LSD, and I took LSD one time in my life, so I'm sure.
Yeah, but it doesn't fry your brain. LSD fries your brain, literally cooks your brain. You know that, right?
Yes.
See that explains a lot, Milton. Yeah.
One time. That's the only
That's
time
all
I've
it
ever done
took.
that.
Yes, and you know what? I've heard that before too. Milton, I had triplets. We only had sex one time. One time.
And she happened to be ovulating at that time, right?
And you know all she said was, "He's potent."
Yeah, impotent. Sorry, bad joke.
Yes.
Impotent.
Yes.
So no for
LSD.
me.
No,
LSD
for you.
doesn't
Now,
fry your
why
brain.
is that? Because a lot of spiritual leaders are doing it.
Right. But it's not anything to do with any religious reasons. It's just because first of all, I'm already crazy enough as it is normally. I
Yeah.
don't want anything to do with anything that's going to make me act any differently than I already do, being the child of an alcoholic father who I saw how
Yeah.
he was with and without alcohol and how the drastic change was. So
Yeah.
that's just a big part of me that I
If
will
if
not
you get
do
time, I
that.
would really like for you to research it, because it's not like getting high. It's like
Mm-hmm.
discovering your pain. It's a really weird, and I'm not talking DMT. I'm talking ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is a weird one. And what it kind of does is it takes all your old muck and shakes it up, or all your old broken pieces, and mends them again. And I've had people that I know that are super shut off. One of them was from work, and she came back and she wasn't the same person. She was more open and happy. And I said, what happened? She said, Ayahuasca, and I was like, I would never do that. That's crazy. And she goes, you would probably love it because it's mind altering. But I think it can become like a crutch. Like Joe Rogan, I love him. But if you notice when he's on his podcast now, he seems high all the time. Is that unfair? Because to me, he looks like he's on something.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's into rooms and, the edibles. Edibles are huge in my demographic, my age. Like they're doing edibles now instead of drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I have no desire to do that, like zero. But I have friends that get by with it. I get high with my a little help from my friends. I get by.
Joe
No.
Cocker.
Cause I got high. Cause I got high.
Cause I got high. Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
I was on
we've
Haps
done
with a
that on
bunch of people,
karaoke.
and I got high. I watched Milton turn to Davina, and then I got high.
We did some really bad karaoke, and I don't know why. Hey, hey, cause I got high. Cause I got high. Cause
Well,
I got high.
I think the reason why Rick responded the way he did, and tell me, Rick, if I'm wrong, be not drunk with wine, but be full of the Spirit. And so I think that's
No,
the reason why
I
he
prefaced. I
responded, right?
definitely prefaced it with it's nothing to do with religious reasons. It's to do with my dad, and I made that conscious decision that
Yeah,
I will
see,
never.
I barely drink now
Yeah.
too. I don't know if you know that, but I really laid off it about a year ago, and I don't know, I have maybe a drink once a week now, where I would come home after work and have 3 or 4 drinks every day, and I don't do that anymore.
And where my parents come from, it's totally normal to have even like I guess kids even like they'll have a glass of wine with dinner, but that's it. Like,
Well, it's
they don't
healthy.
drink
If
constantly.
if you can have just one, that's great. It's the moderation thing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that, Milton? In the new year, we'll call you moderating Milton.
Well, today is the 26th. My birthday is January 26th. And so
Yes.
I was talking to my wife today. And so this is you heard the Summer of George on Seinfeld?
No.
This is going to be the January of Milton. So I'm going to cut back drinking, and I want to get from 2:45 to at least 2:35 by my birthday. So
I love it.
Right.
So,
You're gonna
Rick, are
microdose
you
those-
open to doing a show with me where I'll do soulful tunes and you can do religious? And we'll do it
Why
for
not?
like maybe half an hour.
Why not?
Yeah. And then we'll end it with because I got high at the end, if you want.
And then
Milton,
Mike,
whenever I think of George from Seinfeld, I always think of I was in the pool. I was in the pool.
I was
I
in
was
the
in the
pool.
pool.
Shrinkage.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you guys walk around with those things?
We were talking about that earlier. That is not a clear presentation of who I am. It was
Oh my
cold.
gosh. I remember the funniest little meme pic, and it was like a little boy and a little girl, and they're both naked. And the little girl says to the little boy, "That's so weird. Can I touch it?" And the little boy goes, "No, you already broke yours."
Do you remember that episode of Seinfeld where Kramer was hitting golf balls in the ocean? And then, and then George told his girlfriend he was a marine biologist, and it was a whale suffocating, and he reached down in the blowhole and he pulled out the golf ball.
But if you think about it, that show is scoundrels. They're all evil scoundrels,
Yes.
all of them. That's why it's so funny. What is the one where they bet who could last the longest and not have sex? And Kramer saw something exciting through the window, left for about 30 seconds or a minute, came back and went, I'm out.
and then with Elaine, she had to put double the bucks up because it wasn't the same thing. But then she had JFK Jr.
Yeah. But that show almost didn't make it the first year. You know that, right? Like just by the skin of its teeth, it got the second season.
Remember George with Opposite Day? He says, "I'm going to do everything the opposite of normal."
Yeah, and everything went perfect for him. He just got. I've clearly done everything wrong my whole life.
Well, he walks up to that girl and he goes, "Hi, my name's George. I'm without a job and I live with my parents. Would you
Do you
go out
want
with
to
me?"
go out with me?
And she goes,
have you seen the first episodes of Seinfeld? How awful they were,
Yes.
and then they
Yeah.
sat down, had a meeting, and they watched those, and they said, "Look at this shit," and they said, "We need to fix this, or we're going to cancel. We're going to cancel the show." So they studied that shit that they were putting out, and they revamped it, and they made
Yeah.
it to what it would, they made it a success because they
Well,
really
if you
worked
look at
on it.
Friends, even Friends, right? They
Yeah.
were worried they weren't going to make it past 2 seasons. So, and back then pilots got dropped. Well, still, who am I kidding? Even today, how many shows, they make a pilot, they don't ever get aired.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But they worked
yeah.
on it. They really worked hard on it because those first episodes were awful. They were out of
Yeah,
sync.
well, it's practice makes perfect, right? It's like you guys at the beginning. You were
But how
brave
many people?
soldiers. You kept moving
How many
forward and
people
said,
actually? Yeah. But how many
yeah.
people
So
actually
who?
go back and look at their stuff and critique it and go, man, look at we really suck. Let's work on this. They could have just easily
Yeah.
given up.
Well, one of the things I love about Rick, and I don't know if you guys know this, but Rick has been doing his spiritual show at 6 o'clock, I think, for 6 years. And that to me is grit and determination or insanity or a bit of both. So good for you, man.
But Michael, not only that, he had the courage to bring up an atheist to sing a Christmas song on his broadcast.
I did. I
Yes.
think you did great.
Well, but you don't ever really tell the full story though. You were a minister for quite a while. Like you're
Yes,
well versed. Yeah.
of course. But still, it took quite a bit of trust in me for me to come up in his broadcast for me to do that, and I appreciated that.
Well, your alter ego, I think, would impress me more doing the Christmas. I think that would be really stretching the boundaries of his show. Yeah, he agrees. So
Yeah,
I'm not joking around. I would really love though you and I do just you and I do a show,
Just
even if it's
you
half
and
an
I.
like
Just you and I. I had that at my wedding, actually. Did I ever tell you about my wedding? I set up my
tell
whole
us.
wedding myself. I did. Not
Yes.
her. I did. All
Oh,
my
I
friends
thought you
that
were
could
going to say I
sing.
married myself, but go ahead. All right,
Yeah,
I'm a little
that
worried.
too.
Okay.
Yeah, all my friends that could sing, so we alternated
Yeah.
between like a Christian love song and a regular love song, Christian love. And I actually wrote my wife a song for the wedding, and instead of traditional dad and wife coming down, I sang the song, went up and got them, and then all three of us came down to the front. And then when I got to the front, the song was done. Not a dry eye in the place.
How
Nice.
many years ago was that?
I remember I was divorced in 2003. We were married for about 3.5 years. So 1999-ish or 1999, I guess. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Like,
yeah.
go ahead, Milt.
I'm sorry. My
No,
wife
you're not.
wanted me to sing hers.
Don't be sorry.
My wife wanted me to sing her a song, and I just couldn't. I couldn't take it, so someone else sang it. So kudos.
Tell us what you're grateful for, everybody. And then it looks like Elliot is now with Lenny. So if anybody wants to go into the midnight hour and sing some songs, or yeah, I'm not going to say nothing good's coming out of
Oh
my mouth.
no, I rather stick pins in my eyes.
Can you explain that? Could you explain that to me, sir? I would love that.
I can't take it. I just cannot take it. I would have to do like 20 Valiums and microdoses and mushrooms.
So are you
And
saying to be in
hallelujah.
Lenny's broadcast or to sing karaoke? Could you give us some clarification?
To be in her broadcast, I just can't take it.
Wow.
So what is it about her personality that you find
No, it's just
so reflecting?
like it's too much. I just can't handle it. It's just like the whole world revolves around her, and it's just like can't take it. I was up in her broadcast one time, and I couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Yeah.
Kind of like your show, but
Yeah.
not that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, there's truth there. But there's
But at least
but
Michael will
there's
pause the broadcast and say, "Kevin, what do you think?" At least
yeah.
Michael does that.
But I had to
Yes.
develop that, believe it or
Yeah.
not. Yeah. Where some people though I call it bulldozing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no pause, and they purposely do it.
Yeah. But
Or the thing for me is when people come into your broadcast and they try
Yeah.
to bulldoze.
Mm.
I've done that.
vroom, vroom, vroom,
I've
vroom,
done that.
vroom, vroom,
I was
vroom,
really bad for that the first couple months.
vroom.
Yeah.
Like today, I was broadcasting and Kevin came in playing his guitar, and I couldn't
Yeah.
get him to stop. He just bulldozed. I'm
Yeah.
kidding, Kevin.
You know what though, and I want to address this if it's okay, because I want to be serious for a second. But I think the greatest growth piece for me this year has been it's now more about the final product. I don't care if it's me who does it, as long as the connection and the energy is excellent in it. I don't care who steps forward and does it. Where I think at the beginning I had to be the one that was orchestrating, where now I'm very okay with letting, like if Kevin came on and he was phenomenal. You know what I look at it as, and you guys may think this is weird, but you know how if you watch like a rock concert and they'll say to the guitarist, do it again, and they'll get him to play a little longer. I feel like sometimes saying that to someone when they're on fire. I would go, just keep going.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's the
Yeah.
final countdown.
Boo-doo-boo. I saw them
But
in concert back in the 80s.
yeah,
Who
but
haven't you
Kevin is
seen,
very
Milton?
intuitive. Kevin, like you said something, and I think you were joking, or you weren't joking, but you were dead on. You said something about the karaoke, and you were like, you felt like you had to save it. It was sinking. I kind of, I kind of felt like, because usually we have Tony D, and he'll sing, right? Or we'll
Yeah.
have James come up, but everybody was like, my voice isn't very good, and I'm not feeling very well today. I was like, what the hell are we doing this for? And Colin didn't show up. And Tony D was like, well, I'm going to sing all these songs. And then he, to come to his defense, he really wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
And my throat was really sore.
Let me
Let me
clear
clear
my
my
throat.
throat.
Because I can sing rock and roll all night and party every day pretty good, but that night I sucked.
Yeah.
It happens.
So
Yeah.
can we address, we're all the OCD network here. So can we address, are we in the future going to try to just have better content and like we have fun? That's one thing about our broadcasts. All of us that are here, we have fun. People love to come. They watch the replays, and I think it was Rick who said, if it's a train wreck, people want to watch it. Or was it
Yeah.
Kevin? I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah. I
It's
said that. I,
yeah.
I think Rick was in my train wreck Christmas. You saw that, right, Rick? My
Yeah, he
train
kept
wreck.
saying, "How's the sound? How's the sound?" I was like, "It
Yeah,
sounds like
I
it."
did an impromptu Christmas thing with my fellow bassist. I had him play guitar, which he never plays guitar, and we didn't rehearse any of those songs, and when we just shotgunned it, and I think
Sure
it went
did.
over well because we didn't rehearse anything, and
Mm-hmm.
it turned into like a comedic sketch,
Yeah.
you know. And
So
Rick can
before we
attest
go,
to
and I
it.
really have to go because I've been saying this now for an hour. Um,
Better
the
content.
better content, working together. I think one of the things that people love about going in my broadcasts, they're fun. We have fun. We're not out to hurt each other's feelings here. It's not a debate. We can be stinging, but it's all in fun.
It's a guy thing. We rib each other.
Yeah, it's kind of like being at the bar, right? And for
Yes.
those who don't drink, it's like being at the AA meeting. But yeah, whatever. Um
Like the Three Musketeers with D'Artagnan.
yeah, but we all love music here. of us four. We really love music, and
Mhm.
I'm very concerned about the platform. If they don't change some things, like I say we lost 70% of our audience.
Hundreds
Mhm.
of people.
Oh, I'm talking percentage though. Because when I was doing it 6 months ago, if I did that karaoke show, I'd have 1,100 views. I think we had like under 200, and it didn't matter how bad it was. I think some of the content we do now, because it's just 4 people, is way better. Those rooms where we had 8 people all screaming at once. Listen to Kevin. I like those shows, man.
Of course, Milton wasn't any one of those 8 people. So
I wasn't
No?
either. I wasn't. I never started watching until they changed the whole half thing. I told you before. I was like, I don't know why I didn't, but now it's like all of a sudden I'm watching all these guys and I'm getting to know you guys. I didn't know who y'all were.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were on before, and I just didn't know you. And
I mean,
okay,
I was on. I broadcast for. I've been over a
yeah.
year broadcasting, but I never bothered to watch almost anybody on apps until
How
the
did
whole
we meet
changeover.
originally? Was it through Tony D?
Not sure.
I'm not sure
Not sure.
either.
I remember Rick on Periscope.
You did?
I remember Kevin on mushrooms.
Of course, I was a different name on Periscope, Rick.
I came here because of Olivia Ty.
What was your name then?
My name?
Mm-hmm.
I was Dave the Missionary.
No way. Okay.
He was
That rings a
Wong
bell,
Hung
actually.
Oh shit! Before we go, I got to address this, Rick. Who? I don't want to mention names because I'm trying to change things. Because who the hell? Oh, I knew who did. I shouldn't say. What the hell was that broadcast?
Look at my one eyebrow.
Yeah, and that
You
wasn't
talking
even
about
you.
the person that I responded to, and then took my response and then broke it down, and
It was the Rick Slam Fest. It reminded me of my
yeah,
life this year.
exactly. I was just sitting back there like, what is going on? I don't understand. Like everything you're saying is completely inaccurate. And I was like, what? I was never engaged during Periscope. I was already divorced well before Periscope even started. You are incorrect. I think you're confusing me with somebody else. And I now I know exactly who she got me confused with. And I asked her
Okay.
about it once and she goes, no, I'm not confused. Okay.
Mm.
I don't tell you then.
Kevin, what do you do when people don't like you?
I really don't give a shit.
Okay.
To be
And
blunt.
how did you develop that Teflon to be that way?
It's none of my business what people think of me.
You know what? That's a good fundamental here, for sure. Is anybody willing to drop down, so we can get Edward up here for a second, and just for a moment?
I gotta work
Okay.
anyway, so in the morning.
I'll put Kevin down for a sec, and 1 second
I'll
here.
see you guys.
Okay, that was kind of
All right,
rude.
Kevin.
Sorry,
You flushed
sorry.
him. You flushed him.
No, he says, "I see you."
You flushed
Michael,
him.
by the way, you shouldn't say drop down.
Yeah, no, and I should do a video on Russian flush, how to do it right and how to do it wrong.
You're not a haps anybody until you've been flushed by Michael.
That's right. But what happened to you that night that I watched? I was like, oh my god, I'm not the only other one that there's a
Oh, he
character
can't.
assassin.
Ed can't. Ed can't come up. He said his queen is sleeping.
Oh, perfect. Okay, perfect. So why don't we end it here? This is perfect for me. I just wanted to be polite to Edward. Edward, I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Milton,
Mm-hmm.
you can go see your beloved Lenny. You know where she is.
Hey, can I answer a question though? You asked, people what you asked,
Sure.
Kevin. You asked Rick when people don't like you, but you didn't ask me, and so I'm like,
People like you. I assume
everybody
Gabriel
likes
liked you.
me. I mean,
Yeah.
what in the world?
Yeah. Well, except the that humble piece that you're missing. You're pretty good.
For me, the older I get, the
Oh my
less I
gosh.
care.
But that came from fucking nowhere, man. I'm sorry. That's the best word for that. I was like, what the?
Yeah.
And you know what was weird too was like 2 days later, they're on my broadcast giving me hearts, like saying nice things, like nothing happened. I'm like, okay, I don't get this, and I'm not going to try
Could
to
this
anymore.
person have a crush on you? Like, when you were little, and you're in grade 7 and you push the girl that you like and go, I don't like you. Was it
Yeah, I don't
something
know.
like that?
Who knows? Yeah, exactly. Rick Acosta. I kept saying it wrong. That was so funny.
But I
It's like,
remember
you know it's
watching
not
it,
Acosta.
and I was horrified, and it was very calm, the pace of it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in 1983, this man stubbed my toe, and I had foot fungus for days. He didn't care. He said he was a spiritual man. I think he was wrong. I believe he also, in 1985, farted in the wind, and it went into my left nostril. I've never been the same. It was kind of like, and even the pacing of it was like, and then
Yeah, some
Well,
people notice too. Like, what's up with the
Milton's
whispering?
like, give me the link. I want to watch that tonight.
well, when I dressed as Davina, there were people giving me a hard time, and I'm not just talking about
Mm.
jokes. I'm talking there were some people who were
Hey,
seriously
Walt.
giving me a hard time,
Hey, well,
Yeah.
thinking that was something that I do on an average day.
Oh, Edward, we love you, man. We love you. We love what you do, and you're one of those the keys here of positivity. Even Vanita today was very kind. I had her on this morning.
Yes.
I notice a lot of us have become closer since we've had the departure. We're kind of like, we survived the lean winter. We lived on beans and rice. Do you remember that?
the trauma has
Well,
brought us closer
it's a
together.
it says
Go ahead, Kevin.
35 and no more. So
Did you see Ed giving out dinners
I,
today on the street?
Oh, see, I love that side of him. That's wonderful.
oh, nice.
So tomorrow I'll be
22
on
plates.
again
Yeah.
in the morning. If I have the strength, I'll try to get up and do in the morning. Milton, what time do you get up in the morning?
My dogs wake me up about 7,
Okay. So if I'm
and
on
then
around 8, I'll send you an invite.
thank you.
And you can give us a play-by-play of what it was like to be with Lenny for a couple hours tonight. You can fill us in. No? God, Kevin's funny. Kevin's funny.
He is.
I find with Lenny, as long as it's short doses, I'm good. I'm good with her. And I find that we've now found a happy medium because we're two really big personalities. And Milton and I have had now therapy for a couple months, and we're getting through it.
Yeah, couples therapy.
I don't know if you know this. I was in a dark place before I went to see my wife a week and a half ago, and there's been a difference in my life. So
Okay. I was fine until I heard that broadcast where they attacked Rick, and I think I might need some therapy from that, but I'll be okay. I shouldn't joke. I worked at this company once, and I won't mention the name, and it would be like, you hurt my feelings in that meeting, and I went, you didn't do the work that was required, like everybody else did, but it was the way that you said it. I basically stated you didn't do your job. I know, and I was horrified. I was like, and I tried to fire her, and you know what
Yes.
the company wouldn't let me fire her. Do you know why?
Why?
They didn't want to pay her out. She'd been there 9 years.
Oh wow.
They went, oh, it just make her life difficult. She'll quit. She wouldn't quit.
No,
So she
9 years
basically
now.
came in and did nothing, and everybody else had to pick up the slack for her. I'll never forget that. It was crazy.
Wow.
Kevin, thank you. You were fun today. There's more to Kevin than meets the eye.
Exactly.
More than meets the eye.
So, what was the song, if you don't mind, that you sang today? If you could put it in the comment, I want to hear the original that
the
you
one I
sang
did?
today, Rick. Yeah.
Actually,
And
the
that was a
most
soul
popular
tune.
person, the most popular person that ever did
Oh,
it
it's a
was
multiple.
Michelle Williams with Destiny's Child from Destiny's
Yes.
Child, and she sang it with them. It's called "Say Yes." And it's actually a song from Africa that they heard and they liked and they adapted, and yeah, it became a hit over here.
Yeah, and the one that I told you about today, I would love for you to look up, is Revelation by
Oh yeah,
Third
I
Day.
wrote it down. I wrote it down somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Born Again by them is amazing. That they have about 10 songs I really love that are. Go
And
ahead.
Rick, once
No,
again, that's Third Day, not Green Day. So
Gotcha.
I like Green Day too.
I do too. Yeah.
I do actually. I really like Green Day. Did you guys see the show where Steve came up and I went? I said to him, "Okay, so you're ready. You can sing your song." And he thought I had the music ready, so that's why he was standing there like this, going.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he froze. I thought he had stage fright, and I went, "I can't do this."
Yeah, I watched that last night.
Did you? Did you? Yeah. But those shows get played forever. They still play the old karaoke ones.
Kevin was funny.
Who's funny? Ash is here.
Kevin said, "I like green cigarettes."
Ash, do you want to come up quickly? Let's see if we can get Ash up here. We'll never get out of here. Is everybody going over to Lenny's? No, okay.
After this, I'm going to bed.
Are you going to bed?
Ash is cool people, so I like Ash.
Ash has got a heart of gold, and she's very spiritual.
Oh, Ash is awesome.
Very sweet. Yeah.
There's an Ash Parker here, too. Did you know that? An Ashley Parker. Up in here, I'm about to lose my mind. Up in here.
Up in here.
He became a preacher.
Did he?
Did you know that? Yeah. Yeah, he did so. I always liked him. He was crazy too. Ash, are you coming up? She says, "Nah, I'm not in the mood."
What every man loves to hear.
Well, from there, let's call it a night. Everybody, take care. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kevin, for being with us. Of course, Rick, continue to do what you do. Milton, my brother from another mother, and was anybody else on that I forgot earlier? That's really bad. No, that's it, right? It was just us four?
I thought so.
Okay, when we were on the Anahuasca together, do you guys remember seeing the leprechauns? No. Okay. All right.
No, but I did see a fairy with a pink tutu, but neither here nor there.
Yes, and you said you would never bring that up. All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Kevin, I'll be there for you.